Secretary, kindly do the roll call to determine if there's a quorum.
Honorable Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, City Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer for the 1st District Councilors. Honorable Agapito Heriberto G. Swan, Honorable Roger G. Abaday, Honorable J.R. Pascual, Honorable Amy Rose P. Moreno, Honorable Romeo V. Calezo, Presiding Officer, Honorable George is Groking, Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abud Jr., Honorable Malvern A. Esparcia. For the 2nd District Councilors, Honorable Ivona Yasin B. Imano, Honorable Maria Lourdes S. Gaani, Honorable Jolen Mercedes L. Balaba, Honorable James K. Judith II, Honorable Ayan Mark Q. Nakaya, Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas, Honorable Christian Rostico M. Achas, Honorable Josette G. Magtahas Daba. For the ex-officio members, Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim, Liga ng mga Barangay President, and Honorable John Michael L. Seno, City SK Federation President. There is quorum, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So quorum is certified, so we can go ahead with this afternoon's session. To everybody, especially our friends at the back who are here this afternoon, those who are viewing our session via Zoom and onboard the social media platform, to our colleagues in the City Council, to all of us, a pleasant afternoon. Our Vice Mayor and supposed to be our presiding officer is out on official business, specifically to attend the graduation of her son, who is graduating as cum laude. Vice, while you're in Manila, the 20th City Council is extending its warm congratulations. So we'll go ahead. The Majority Floor Leader, the Honorable Edgar Cabanlas, is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officer, members of the City Council, guests that we have here present now, members of the media, people of Cagayan de Oro who are watching us on different social media platforms. Good afternoon. May I move, Mr. Presiding Officer, to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous regular session on June 26, 2023, and consider the furnishing thereof as reading itself.
Any second? So moved and seconded. Hereby approved.
Move to approve the minutes of the previous regular session on June 26, 2023.
Any second? Moved and seconded. It's hereby approved.
On the special report portion of this afternoon's session, we have two members of City Council who are intending to present special report to the City Council. First, Councilor Christian Achas, who will be reporting about traffic in Puerto, and Councilor Malu Serinya Gani, who will be giving us information about this bivalent vaccine that is available for the public. That would be the sequence of reporting now. So I move that Councilor Achas be recognized.
Councilor Achas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To our presiding officer, Councilor Romeo Calizo, sir, good afternoon. To our majority floor leader, Attorney Ed Cabanlas, to the members of the City Council, to members of media, friends, and to the people of Cagayan de Oro, a pleasant good afternoon. Today, I would like to report to the City Council about the improvements of traffic and the construction of Puerto Bridge along Butuan City, Cagayan de Oro City, Iligan City Road. At this present, flow of traffic is now okay and it is already passable without delay, and construction of Puerto Bridge is now on progress. The construction of this bridge created controversies when we experienced traffic shock during the first day of the implementation of the project. At this moment, Department of Public Works and Highways, especially Second District Engineering Office, were hammered by the complaints of the public as well. It reaches the attention of the City Council. DPWH were accused that the said project has no proper coordination. Let me share to you the chronology of events of the said project. On April 3, 2023, notice of award regarding the project is already given. By April 18, 2023, coordination meeting with the concerned agendas such as PLDT CDO, PLDT Fibercom, Mamsar Construction, CEO Ubu, Sipalco, PFCon, Barangay Puerto, DPWH, CDO, Second District, Olison Corporation, and our RTA. On April 20, 2023, submitted traffic scheme and methodology to RTA. By April 24, 2023, there is a notice to proceed regarding the project. By May 18, 2023, executive order was released from the office of the city mayor. And by June 15, 2023, there is a road closure with 10-meter width. June 15, 2023, there is an embankment of the first lane. By June 16, 2023, there is a normal traffic. By June 17, 2023, BPOC of Barangay Puerto, meeting with vendors and RTA, DPWH, contractor, Tanod, and barangay officials conducted a meeting. By June 19, 2023, traffic was managed by the RTA and DPWH. The issue here, Mr. Chair, is not about the coordination of DPWH regarding the said project. The issue is how we approach the said issue. In my opinion and interpretation, DPWH was trialed by publicity. They made to appear that they're incompetent in handling projects in our city. Remember, Mr. Chair, that engineers from DPWH are career professions. They should be treated professionally. I would recognize the effort of Punong Barangay of Barangay Agusan, Kapitan Ibud Melissa. He made an initiative to solve the traffic in the said area and other concerns. Because of this initiative by the Punong Barangay, Ibud Melissa, traffic conditions is well improved. Mao kini unta ang angay nato buhaton, Mr. Chair. Nga ang problema unta nga pwede ra dili nato dalon din ani sa konseyo o kini pwede nato isgutan dit adto sa silong ug mas dali ang maong pag-process niini. Mr. Chair, this bridge construction at Barangay Puerto is my requested project during my incumbency as the Punong Barangay of Barangay Puerto. Part of my riverbank protection at Mindulog Creek located at Purok 5 Puerto, this city. Dugay na ninamo nga gipangayo. Dugay na ninamo gihulatan sa katawhan sa Barangay Bugo, Puerto ug Agusan. Sa rason tungod kay gamay na kayo ang canals sa atong Mindulog Creek, muning rason nga gakalunupan ang tulo ka barangay kay ga-overflow na ang tubig. Mr. Chair, this bridge construction is a pet project of Congressman Rufus Rodriguez with estimated amount of 94 million. What I am worried about, I am not a member of the CDP. Where our beloved congressman belongs, there are some of its members growling about the said project. Naunta kaming lumulupyo sa Puerto Agusan, Bugo. We are patiently taas ang among pasensya niining temporary inconvenience sa atong publiko. Unta mohangyo ko sa atong congressman, sa atong DPWH, nga unta ila lang paspasan, ilang humanon ang proyekto kay kinanglanon kini sa tulo ka barangay. Mo kining hinungdan, Mr. Chair, nga ako motindog aron unta mahatagan kini og hustisya. Kung imong tan-awon hantud karon, ang DPWH, especially the Second Engineering Office, guys, gutan pa sa kahanginan. Nga unta, sila angay nato pasalamatan tungod kay makahatag man sila og mga programs such as infrastructure project sa atong dakbayan. I only pray, Mr. Chair, that every person must, in the exercise of his rights and in the performance of his duties, act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. That would be all. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilor. Before I'll ask the body of any reaction, may I ask the good reporter, in aid of legislation, what do you propose?
Mr. Chair, it has been observed since na yung mga construction nga gakahitabo sa atong barangay, we are discussing about coordination. Remember that DPWH has the higher authority, especially implementing in the national projects. Ang gakahitabo manggod, Mr. Chair, it should be pleasant nga kung naay friendship among between interdepartments. Kaya gakakita nako, gakaobserbahan nako din ani, especially during deliberation in the committee. Gakahammer down ang atong mga engineers. At this point, nakita nako nga kinanglan, hatagan sad nato sila og moral para usab nga naatay harmonious relationship between other departments. Kaya akong nakita sa ila nga kumuanhi sila sa City Council, they have the impression nga sila makmakon, sila batikuson. As well, they are publics, Mr. Chair, nga atong madunggan sa kahanginan, nga sila gakahimo na hinuon o gakapahiran na hinuon sa dautan nga imay. But in fact, they are providing us projects in the city of Cagayan.
So do you want to refer this to the appropriate committee for any needed action in aid of legislation?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, okay, we are now open for any reaction to the report.
Thank you.
Councilor Bernie is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mayong hapon kalatong tanan sa mga nananaw social media sa atong mga kauban, mga konsihal nga nadin ni karon. Mayong hapon, Mr. Chair. Last week, Mr. Chair, I raised my hand karong hapon na because ang concern ni the good councilor, Kuya Ayan Atchas, actually gitakol na mo last week, Mr. Chair, sa committee ba sa Public Works with the Councilor John Michael Seno. First, on that point na katong on the first day nga nag-traffic, Mr. Chair, initially, sa among investigation with the DPWH and RTA, kaya natapok magin nato sila diri because of our special report po sa mga niaging session. Nigawas yun, Mr. Chair, na niamin man po ang DPWH nga na sila'y kasaypanan ato kay ang dapat yun ay sa amoning committee hearing, Mr. Chair, para po makabalo si Aynatchas, dapat di ay yun mag-submit sila og traffic scheme sa RTA. Ang nahimo lang problema was ang traffic scheme nga gisend sa DPWH or the contractor, si RTA medyo wala sila muuyon kaya ang ilang gusto is sa first day labi na sa heavy nga kana labi na sa peak hours, they want the stop and go nga scheme. Pero sila mismo na shock kay bisag wala pa sila nag-approve sa maong traffic scheme nga buhaton, nag-implement diretso, Mr. Chair. So in fairness naman on that particular nga medyo kuan sa sila, medyo giamin nila nga nganong wala nila gi-coordinate kay tinuod man gyud nga walay coordination ang naitabo on that day. So that's why nakurat na lang pod dayon ang RTA nga uy nag-implement mo diretso ring kami wala pa mi nakaingon kung unsay dapat kay dapat galing, Mr. Chair, I don't know kung dapat maistoryahan po ni sa Committee on Transportation ba ning traffic, but supposed to be the good part, before i-implement pag yun ang traffic scheme, napagyaday dapat ka ng dry run, which is what gihapon nahitabo ang maong dry run. So medyo aminado gihapon ang DPWH o kuanana. Yet, I strongly support on the comment of Councilor Ayan Atchas na tama, we are not kanang against on the projects kay para man sa kayuhan. We don't dili sa taantay DPWH nga di taganan og daghan kayoy construction, but what we want is really the coordination nga tana lang pod nga tamang gingon ni Councilor Ayan Atchas nga usa ra man taas one government kung nag-coordinate lang tana. Kung actually comment galing ni Councilor Roger Abaday, pwede raman dool raman na sila sa opisina, pwede raman sila magkapi-kapi, mag-storya about it kung sa maayo, and that's better because at the end of the day, di lang si DPWH ang gidukdok, pati ang mga RTA, pati pod mga kita city councilors, Mr. Chair. Mora na, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Bernie Esparcia. Any other reaction to the special report? Yeah, yes, Councilor Ayan Nakaya.
This is the first time that I would agree to the remarks of Councilor Atchas, Mr. Presiding Officer. And it goes without saying that I might and may have not been agreeable to his discussions in the previous. But the point taken that I am 100% amenable, Mr. Presiding Officer, is the point that he raised that when our career officials from DPWH are hammered down, I don't know the real meaning of hammered down, but to me that's a different connotation that would belittle the career officials' integrity and dignity as official of our government. And an impression that has been expounded by a city council member that may be perhaps a point of discussion that we should all be apprised and at the same time be concerned about. Because while we would like to think that we push our agenda to the limit that we would like actions from certain agency to produce results according to our desired output, such as the free-flowing traffic in the highway of Puerto going to Taguluan. At the same time, the swift implementation of infrastructure projects that has been the priority of the DPWH or the agency concerned. To my mind, Mr. Presiding Officer, we really need DPWH because they are the implementer of the national government. In fact, I have browsed over national laws on the national scope of governance. The DPWH is the planner of the national government in terms of infrastructure. In other words, if we are left behind by this agency and skip on the basis, on the ground, that we are also not desirable to their liking as an LGU to be prioritized with, that's another story. The people would suffer now and in the future. That is why I like how Councilor Atchas has put bluntly and straightforward to the face of the members of the council that we should lift each other's dignity and credibility. We collaborate, but we don't step on other shoes. So maybe perhaps some rationalization of how we deal and treat other officials, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya. So clear, he is now collaborating with the ideas presented by the good reporter. Yeah. On one aspect alone, that is preserving the dignity of the people from the DPWH. Yes, the chairman of the Committee on Infrastructure, Councilor John Michael Seno.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Romeo B. Calizo, and of course to the members of the 20th City Council, friends with the media, and fellow Cagayano's. I commend the report of the good councilor from 2nd District, Councilor Ayan Achas, considering that he was a previous barangay captain of the said barangay. And on that note that I commended, in fact, in the previous interviews with the radio station, I stated that let's not point fingers here. No, kay samot man madugay ang pagsulbad nato sa problema. And I'm very happy now that the RTA and the DPWH are really working hand in hand, and with the results right now that we have faced, medyo naanay kaarangan, Mr. Presiding Officer. I just really hope and pray that the collaborations between the DPWH and the RTA would stick in some other projects also, particularly in the streets nga kung wala pa gali project nanay traffic congestion daan, no. And now they are continuously coordinating now with each other. Maayo na pud ang dagan sa koordinasyon. It's just that siguro akong balikon sa pagsulti, let's not just point fingers kinsa ang sayop, kinsa ang insakto. Kaya at the end of the day, we are one government, DPWH, the local government unit, usa man natong giserbisyuhan ang katawhan lang. Muna nga nagsulti pug ko nga medyo taasan lang natong pasensya, labi na sa kung ugali na ay inana nga problema nga atong maagian, no? Kay di man pud na gustuhon sa taga DPWH, sa contractor or even sa RTA nga naay traffic congestion diya sa area. Just so happen nga peak hour and then naay project, wala na anticipate na ng kabugaton. But at the end of the day, during the committee meeting, Mr. Presiding Officer, may man ang dagan. Karon gwapo na gyud kayo ang ilahang coordination sa DPWH ug RTA, and pagasundo na daw nila sa sunod pa na mga projects dinhi sa Dakbayan. Balikon ako sa ikatulong nga higayon. Let's not point fingers with each other. Let's help, because at the end of the day, we are one government. But of course, we should uphold on the oversight function of the city, which is kung naay makita nato nga naay line nga pwede nila improve, then let's say it to them, no? Para pud nga sila masayran pud nila unsay ang kakulangon. Kay ako nagtuo ko, Mr. Presiding Officer, that there's no such thing in this world as monopoly of knowledge. Nga ang DPWH ra pud nga moy nasayod unsaon nila pagsulbad sa pagpadagan sa trapiko. Ang RTA ra pud moy nasayod. Mas maayo gyud ang collaborations sa nagadaiya nga departamento sa gobyerno, because at the end of the day, balikon nako, we are working as one to the people of Cagayan de Oro. Hopefully wala nay point fingers pa kung kinsa ang naay diferensya, Mr. Presiding Officer. That's my prayer also, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to everybody.
Thank you very much, Councilor John Michael Seno. Anyway, the prayer of the good reporter is to have this referred to the appropriate committee for further discussion. Anyway, if there are no gaps, wala untay mga criticisms, no? Criticisms come up because of gaps. So the gaps will just be filled up via the appropriate committee. So thank you very much, Councilor Ayat Achas. So we'll go to the next reporter.
Councilor Gani.
Councilor Dr. Maria Lourdes Gaane. Beautiful. Gaane is
Thank you.
recognized.
May hapon ka natong tanan. My special report is for the information of everybody. Last June 29, 2023, the City Health Office launched the city's bivalent booster vaccination campaign against COVID-19. This was held at the Carmen Health Center at Macanhan and was led by our beloved Mayor Clarex Uy. I am hopeful that this will be a significant milestone in our fight against the pandemic. The initial 3,000 doses of bivalent boosters we received from the Department of Health are part of a larger donation from the Lithuanian government. We are grateful for this contribution, which will enable us to protect our community from the virus. The initial targets of this vaccination campaign are the A1 and A2 priority groups. These are our frontliners, senior citizens, and people with underlying medical conditions and who have received their second booster doses at least 4 months ago. Bivalent boosters were first introduced in the United States last year. They have since undergone a reformulation to effectively target both the original strain of the coronavirus and the highly contagious Omicron variant, which emerged in November of 2021. It has been shown to be effective in clinical trials. In one study, it proved to be 70% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID-19 infection. It was also 90% effective at preventing severe illness. This vaccine is not a magic pill, but it can help to protect against severe illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. It is still important to observe basic health protocols like wearing a face mask, social distancing, and frequent hand washing in order to stay safe. I take this opportunity to salute our city vaccination team for its gallant efforts to protect our city. Per CHO records, as of May 31, 80% of our senior citizens have received the primary vaccine, while the first booster coverage for residents aged 12 years and older stands at 45%. But despite the government's 2.5 years of best efforts and billions of pesos reallocated to COVID-19 mitigation measures, there is still residual but significant vaccination resistance. This has had a dragging effect on our Vax campaign and has blunted its efficient implementation all over the country. I know that some people are still hesitant to get vaccinated. They may have concerns about the safety of the vaccine or about the side effects. However, both the science and experience have proven that the bivalent vaccine is safe and effective. I therefore appeal to Cagayanons, especially our frontline health workers and our senior citizens, both as your representative and as a health professional, to get your bivalent vaccine booster shots. And remember, by protecting yourself, you also protect your family in particular and the community in general. As we work towards the lifting of the country's state of public health emergency, let us remain vigilant, continue to follow safety protocols, and encourage everyone to get vaccinated. Together, we can overcome this challenge and protect the health and well-being of our beloved community. Thank you, and may we rise stronger from this crisis. Salamat ug maayong hapon.
Any question to this special report? Yes, Councilor Attorney James Judith.
Sa atong halangdong presiding officer, Konsehal General Romeo Caliso, ang atong Majority Floor Leader, Konsehal Edgar Cabanlas, atong tinahod ng mga kauban sa konseho, atong mga bisita, membro sa prensa, o ang atong katawhan sa Nakbayan sa Cagayan maupay. Ang ako lang pangutana, kay ganina, isgutan man ni namo ni Konsehal Gaani sa flag racing, nagsulti siya nga, kinalan atong i-promote, bali ang maong pagpabakuna sa atong mga seniors. Pero sa akong nasayran pod kang Konsehal Gaani, gusto na nako clarification kung atong siya i-promote unya pila ka buk senior citizens dinhi sa Tondakbayan sa akong pagkadungog or nasayran 3,200 doses ra, so unsaon man ni nato Mr. Presiding Officer o naagi kang Konsehal Gaani kung atong i-promote unya kulangon lang man gyapon ang maura man ka ni ang gihatag sa atong allotment sa national government sa atong pagbakuna sa naatay kaning bahin sa kinatibuk-an nga sa pagbakuna sa atong katawan dinhi sa Dakbayan kung 3,200 naman gyapon Mr. Presiding Officer.
Unsa man yang tubag sa imo ganina?
Kulang. Wala ko nakadungog manggod
Ay,
kay
wala.
Konsehal Gaani na busy na manggod si Konsehal Gaani.
Abinaw, istorya na mo.
Na istorya mi pero wala din niya natubag kay busy na mi kanina.
Okay. Sige.
Nangutana din ka, Councilor James?
Yes, nakadungog
sorry.
mo ko sa imong ganina.
Sige, okay.
Anyway.
Atong ipatubag si Councilor Dr. Gaani.
Ako lang correct si Ay, na. Niya ka. Ako lang correct si Councilor James. No, it's 3,600 for initial doses. And rest assured na ato sana siyang i-dispense ang 3-6 na doses and muhatag ang atong DOH. Kaya kung muhatag ta og 10,000 doses and considering nga na specific temperature nga atong i-maintain, so dili na siya nato pwede kaya it will take pila ka days ang atong storage. So after the 3-6, rest assured nga na DOH nga mohatag sa ato anang succeeding ko. O na batches ana. Okay, Councilor James, are you senior na? Okay.
Okay, so klaro na to. Mao to initial lang kuno. Ipahurot lang sa og mahurot hatag na pug ni DOH. Kaya ang uban man gud na ang mga senior ba na mga gahig ulo. Di good ka. But anyway, ako lang ning namanggoy simultaneous texting din I'll just ask the good reporter, naunta na sila diri. If he has not yet received his second dose, can one jump to the third, what you call this, booster? Yeah.
For the information, atong available is only the bivalent vaccine.
Okay.
Bivalent, considering duha ka virus ayang maigo. The original one, which is katong HHH something, and this one is the Omicron virus. So, sa karon, atong priority based sa guidelines sa DOH is only those seniors or the A1 category, which are the frontliners, who had their second booster, especially 4 months ago na ang nai-interval. So, katong wala nakakuha, steady lang mo. Okay. Magulat lang ta sa guidelines sa DOH. Kaya sa karon, we follow the guidelines from DOH. Gusto akong hangyo, kung namang galing mga vaccine nga gaihatag sa DOH, please avail gyud kung unsa. Para, like, what happened? Wala second booster. Ang second booster was already pila na ka-months. And considering na natay mga healthcare workers na naa sa atong mga malls para lang maghulat, tapos wala gyud nagpakabana. Karon kay na third booster na. Ako is, let's grab this opportunity kay two types of specific strains sa virus ang maigo ani. It's the original one, which is the H something, and the Omicron na karon. So, Delta marag ang first, then this is the second, Omicron. So, I think, Mr. Presiding Chair, let's wait for the guidelines sa DOH. Katong wala
Isa laman tong ilang pangutana god. For those that have not yet received the second booster, can they go direct to the third booster?
No, Councilor.
So no, for those who are monitoring online or via social media platform, the answer is no. Okay. So any more questions? There being none, let's proceed to the agenda for the day.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Let's proceed to the business of the day. Proposed resolution, item number 1, proposed resolution number 2023-425, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Lumbia, the City, its ordinance number 2, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2023, with an estimated income of 4,403,111 pesos and 97 centavos, with information that said ordinance is operative in its entirety. May I request that Councilor Alam Lim be recognized.
Councilor Alam Lim is recognized.
Presiding Officer, may hapon sa tanan. Everything is in order. I move to approve resolution number 2023-425.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, approve.
Move to approve, second and final reading.
Any second? Seconded, approve.
Item number 2, proposed resolution number 2023-426, returning to Barangay Council of Barangay Consolacion de City, its ordinance number 1, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for CY 2023, with an estimated income of 11,417,070 pesos, with information that the ordinance is operative in its entirety. May I request that Councilor Abaday be recognized?
Councilor Abada is recognized.
I move that the said resolution be approved.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, said resolution is approved.
Move to approve, second and final reading.
Any second? Approved.
Item number 3, proposed resolution number 2023-427, returning to the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay number 6, the City, its resolution number 2023-003, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for CY 2023, with an estimated income of 270,527 pesos, with information that said resolution is operative in its entirety. May I request that Councilor Sino be recognized?
Councilor Stenos recognized.
I so move for its approval, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Any second? Objection? There being none, it is approved.
Move to approve, second and final reading.
Any second? Seconded? Approved.
Item number 4, Turks.
Item number 4 is proposed resolution number 2023-428, accrediting the herein enumerated civil society organizations, CSOs, for purposes of their membership in the Committee on People's Organization of the City Development Council, CDC, pursuant to Ordinance number 14334-2022, to wit, number 1, Mother Ignacia National Social Apostolate Center Incorporated, MINSAC; 2, Aluba Homeowners Association Incorporated; 3, Philippine Island Kids International Foundation Incorporated; 4, Federation of Barangay Women Development Committee, Cagayan de Oro Incorporated. Committee sponsors, Committee on Planning, Research and Innovation, and People's Organization Accreditation, and Committee on Laws and Rules.
May I request that Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya be recognized?
Councilor Ian Mark Nakay is recognized.
I move for its approval, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Any second? Objection? None? Approved.
Move to approve, second and final reading.
Second? Seconded? Approved.
Item number 5, Turks, please.
Item number 5 is proposed ordinance number 2023-249, accepting the offer of the Liberty Land Corporation, represented by its consultant, Rosabel B. Villanueva, to turn over to the city government of Cagayan de Oro the roads and common areas of the Westgate Highlands Phase 3 subdivision project located at Upper Palalan, Barangay Lumbia, the city, in accordance with subdivision laws, rules, and regulations, and authorizing the city mayor to sign the corresponding deed of donation therefore under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. Committee sponsors, Committee on Subdivision and Landed Estate, and Committee on Laws and Rules.
Mr. Chairman, may I request Councilor Jose P.P. Abo be recognized?
Councilor Joey Abus recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Presiding Officer. Move for the approval of proposed ordinance number 2023-249.
Any second? Objection? Yes, Councilor Abad is recognized.
I just want to be clarified, although I'm one of the signatory to endorse this to the plenary for discussion. Now, the proposed ordinance, when I do the keen reading, the donation of the roads and common areas of the Watergate Highland subdivisions. Now, noted that in page attachment, no? Page 41. Please go over your gadget or your hard copy. Page 41. Page 45. Annex F, on page 46. I have not found, I do not know if it is in the Secretariat, there is a consent of a letter of consent on the part of the subdivision owner, because the subdivision owner is also be consented whenever there are conversions of the use of any portion of that of the subdivision, like road, alleys, sidewalks, and playgrounds. Now, if you go over with the law under 957, PD 957, as amended by PD 1216, it states that in paragraph 4, upon their completion of the certified, as certified by the authority, road, alleys, and sidewalks, playgrounds shall be donated by the owner or developer to the city or municipality, and it shall be mandatory for the local governments to accept, provided, however, that the parks, playgrounds may be donated to the homeowners association of the project with the consent of the city or municipality concerned. So no portion of the parks and playgrounds donated thereafter shall be converted to any other purpose or purposes. And under the, reiterated also under the, what's that, the same, HULRB, Rule 4, effects of the donation of road lots and open space of the Human Settlement Regulatory Commission Administrative Order number 82-01, Section 8, rights of grantees to donate roads, lots, and open space. Any person who is liable to secure certificate of completion from the Commission shall have the right to donate the road, lots, and open space to the city or municipality concerned, provided, again, that the parks, playgrounds, and recreational use may be donated to the homeowners association of the subdivision with the consent of the city or municipality concerned. So my concern is there any attachment or consent or letter of consent of the subdivision owner of the subdivision? Laman din naka-attach din sa page appendix F and page 45 and page 46. Mura na akong concern Mr. Presiding Officer and my colleagues.
Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Baday. I will let
You know,
the committee chairman answer.
Mr. Chairman, in our experience as chairman of this committee, I have yet to meet a homeowners association who will refuse the approval of this. Because you know, once we approve this, libre na suka ang kurente. Ano sila libre nun? And the question here in the city, we don't easily approve this. Because lagi, once we approve this, it is now the responsibility of the city government to pay everything. But we cannot avoid the law, because the law is clear on this. That once the project is completed, we have to accept the city government. And what is the rationale here? Let us look into the rationale why we are being instructed to accept subdivisions that are completed. Why? Because housing is a very important component of our society. It's not easy to put up housing for a project. In fact, the housing authority, kining decision, it's only now that we have the decision. When only the government now is trying to compensate what we lacked before. Because the program of the government before was to leave the solution of the lack of housing to the private sector. And in order that the private sector will be inspired to construct more housing projects, this is mukini ang ilang regalo. So ay pagsabtang haki dawat ni kay nakapabor ang kontraktor, ang mga developer. No. Sobra kulang kita sa balay mana. Pero mo lagi na. Kaya kung ato naging ko na kita na magbayad. But yes, kita magbayad because sino naka-construct sa 400 ka balay? 400 ka pamilya nakapuyo? But in answer to the question of Councilor Abade, check your page 60. Inaadha. Yes, you should also consult your papers. Page 60. Size 60. Now, the board of through a resolution has voted in favor of the turnover. It's very clear.
That's why, Mr. Chair, I'm asking. Verify.
Okay.
Verify whether there is attachment.
So the attachment that you're looking for is already in page 60.
Because I'm
Okay.
not in the attached. At 2 pages, there was no mention by the...
So the
separate.
what confused you is the packaging, no?
Yeah,
Because the attachment that you're looking for is in another page.
60 pala. 60.
Page 60. Okay.
Anyway,
So will that satisfy?
That's not an objection, but only clarificatory matter.
Okay. So it was just for clarification.
Pero kung sa pun bito nga uya diya ni sakto siya.
Sige.
May ganit
So,
kina.
Any more question? There's a pending motion. Yes, Councilor Ayan Nakaya.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Correctly articulated and put by Councilor Ed Cabanlas as regards the policy of the previous city councils that we don't easily and readily accept deed of donations. And that is on the basis of the financial capacity of the city government, accepting the burden after the construction. But if you rush all out development versus additional expenditure of the city government, of course, the development has more weight. But let us all be careful because there are commitments also prior to development, Mr. Presiding Officer. And the commitments have to be first taken care of by the developer. And who could tell us honestly as to the commitments that have been complied with by the developer? It's only the homeowners, Mr. Presiding Officer. That is why when Councilor Roger Abaday asked, I checked and browsed over the attachments and I found page 60. But then again, the page 60 would say that they're asking for 3 months leverage, since accordingly, there would be a new officers who would take over and check the veracity of all the infra projects implemented by the developer, Mr. Presiding Officer. And then when I check the date of the letter, it was only May 1. In other words, if we count May 1 to 3 months, it's still 2 months, Mr. Presiding Officer. So either we give in to the request of the parties concerned, led by the HUA chair and the president, Ms. Mary Ann Fernandez, or we forgo and approve. But to my mind, there is a request, and it is it has already prompted us, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So, what's the pleasure of the good councilor as regards this? Yeah.
I move that we defer and give time to the HUA officers and members, the 3 months that they are asking, Mr. Presiding Officer, and take cognizance of this proposal when the time comes.
So,
Move for the deferment.
there's the motion to defer the said,
Second.
and it's
Let's defer.
seconded by the
Let's
committee
defer.
chairman himself.
Yes. Defer.
So, any objection to the deferment? There being none, item number 5 will be deferred. How long are we going to defer this? So, until August, so 3 months deferment. We'll wait until the HOA will provide us with the feedback as regards this.
Although the letter is conditional, Mr. Presiding Officer, the favorable endorsement is conditional, may we also ask the committee concerned that to get and collect the position, whether or not the same position has been made by the new officers or the association concerned in this subdivision, so that after the 1 month which is lacking,
Okay.
to add up to the 2 months already persist, maybe we can be apprised of what has been happening accordingly to the desire of the members of this subdivision.
Okay. So, for that particular motion, after it has been approved, it's already been seconded, no? And there's no objection, we invite those concerned with questions, no? Have questions on this particular proposed ordinance. Yes, Councilor Abaday.
May I request, Mr. Chair, if the committee chairman will not be too much for him, that the committee will conduct an ocular inspection on this area to be donated, because this was donated 2019 pa, and when it was inspected by engineering and another department, there were deficiencies, drainage, road width niya, and other deficiencies, and it was recommended to be rectified. Good that in 2023, I think May siguro, there were team who inspected it, and accordingly in the record that it was fully rectified. But the committee must have also be clearly be familiar with this so that when we approve this, hindi tayo masabit. Diba? Thank you.
Anyway, I think the deferment for 1 month is good enough. Okay, deferred for 1 month to redo what are required for before we enter into the deed of donation. So, no objection? Okay, item for the deferment. Okay, so item number 5, the proposed ordinance number 2023-249 is hereby deferred.
There being no other matters to take up, motion to adjourn.
Any objection? Session adjourned.
Wala.
Alas 4.
Balik.